Each of our campuses does an incredible job serving their city. But what would it mean for us to do something together on a bigger scale? We had that opportunity. In July, we pulled together a team of volunteers from each one of our campuses here in Southern California. We all packed our bags and got on a plane and flew to South Hills, Puerto Rico to spend a week serving the church and serving the community there. And for the first time in a long time, it felt like we were all truly one. We weren't these 6 separate things, but we were actually one thing with one purpose. We got to spend some time serving an organization called Teen Challenge there. It's a home that helps men, whether they're in recovery, whether they're homeless, whatever it might be. It gives them a place to live and a place to work. We got to hold a service for them, and afterwards we grilled food and we just sat down and we ate. Something special happens when you share a meal with somebody. You don't need to talk, you get it. Another thing that we got to be a part of was a backpack drive. And we got to stuff backpacks full of school supplies. And then on the Saturday, we got to go out to one of the schools in a neighborhood, and we got to have this huge festival where we invited families from all over to come. And it wasn't just us giving people something, but we got to experience a part of their life and spend time with them. And it was one of those things that as we got to know them, it drew us closer together. It bonded us closer together as a family. One of the big projects that we were able to work on is a kindergarten classroom. There's a teacher there named Noemi. She's a part of South Hills, Puerto Rico, but she works at a public school there. And so these schools are incredibly crowded. There's tons of kids, and there's not really enough resources. The school as a whole has an operating budget of $10,000 for 1 year to cover all of the costs of running a school for kindergarten through high school. Noemi, on her own with her family, spends time cleaning the classroom, getting new supplies for the classroom, new toys for the kids. She handles all of that on her own because the school just doesn't have the resources to help with that. And so as a church, we said that we wanted to come alongside her, and actually we wanted to surprise her with it. And so we spent 3 days in her classroom. We cleaned, we swept the floors, we got new furniture and books and toys. It was a lot of work. It was really hot, but it was incredibly worth it. On Saturday, when she came to the school, she had no idea that we had been in there. And she walked in, and you could see the emotion that she was overwhelmed with. But I think even more than the amount of work that we were able to do, I think that she was overwhelmed with the fact that she wasn't alone. "33 days ago, Hurricane Maria hit land in Puerto Rico. The hurricane covered the entire island at one time. The power grid was totally destroyed. 86% of the island is still without power. A quarter of the island still doesn't have water. There's so much loss that's happened. What's been incredible to see is the way that Pastor Efren and his church and his team have continued to be the church in Puerto Rico. So one of the things that we were most excited about before we got to go to Puerto Rico is that we got to come together in unity as one family and serve the island of Puerto Rico. And we did that, and it was a great time. And now, even more than ever, it's more important than ever that we continue to act in unity as a family. That we don't forget South Hills, Puerto Rico, that we don't forget the people that are there on that island. How can we help South Hills, Puerto Rico continue to be a light in a community that's just filled with so much darkness and hopelessness and despair? Because that's what Jesus has called us to be, a light on a hill. He's called us to be a place that people can see that there's hope. And now more than ever, South Hills Church, our family, gets to be that on the island of Puerto Rico.